Hello and welcome to Rathods IS. I am Visha. So we are going to discuss current affairs of 6th March 2024. So we are taking here Delhi edition. So not only Delhi edition, so whichever edition is available to you, so you can go with that edition. So there will be no problem with edition. So the problem here is how you are selecting the articles and which articles you are reading. That is very important. And there will be not more than 7 to 8 articles which are relevant from our examination point of view. So pick out those articles only. So there is no need of reading political articles or any criminal cases or any rape related cases or any entertainment related articles. So there is no need of reading those articles at all. This is front page. So the first important article here is Supreme Court dismisses money laundering case against Shiva Kumar. So this article is very important, okay? And we are not going to see which political party, everything, but here we will be focusing on the keyword, that is money laundering. Okay, so this money laundering is very important. So let us see the dimensions. So this article is talking about money laundering, right? So this article is important from your GS paper 3 under economy. Yes. Now let us see like different dimensions. You have to know what is a definition. And one more tip I want to give here is whenever you are writing definition, so try to write authenticated definition. For example, according to World Bank, according to IMF. So according to OECD, like that you have to take like one organization and you have to write definition according to that. That will be authentic definition and you will be getting more marks if you are writing that type of authentic definitions. So you have to see what is this money laundering definition and you have to see this why money laundering is happening and you have to see like what are the causes or what are the reasons . And you have to see what are the different ways of this money laundering and what is the process of money laundering, and also you can see what will be the impact of this money laundering. Okay, so all these are very important dimensions that you have to see from this money laundering point of view. And is at most important topic. Okay, so money laundering, hawala transactions, and also you have to see like what are the different laws or acts in India which deals with this money laundering. Okay, so this laws and acts which comes under polity and governance from GS paper 2 point of view. And even we can connect this topic with GS paper 4, that is our ethics and integrity. So what is your attitude towards this money laundering, whether you are having a positive attitude or negative attitude, and you have to see whether this type of money laundering is morally correct or not, or ethically correct or not. And even you can get case studies regarding this money laundering also. Okay, so this topic is important from your probity in governance. So from now onwards, I want to come up with a small thing like, so if there is anything which is important in news, I want to make a small separate videos like around 2 to 5 minutes of videos. So please let me know whether it will be useful to you or not. Because nowadays about 70% of your paper is like newspaper only. So I am thinking like, why can't I cover those important topics? Okay, if the topic is important from mains, so we will be having like a mains separate discussion, and if it is from prelims point of view, we will be discussing in the prelims point of view. So please let me know your opinion, okay, so that I will be starting from today itself. Okay, so from today onwards, we are going to have lots and lots of videos like strategy point of view, and also from prelim point of view, and from current affairs point of view also. We will be having lots and lots of videos. They are not only recorded by me, but even with other faculty also. So please let me know your opinion, and please do encourage and support me. So please hit the like button, don't forget. Clear? Yeah, and now let us see this topic in detail. Yes, so this is very important from our economy point of view, and you have to know exactly so what happens in this money laundering. Especially for beginners point of view, you have to know like what are the important steps in this money laundering. So there are 3 important steps. So if you see context, why it is in news, you have to know why it is in news, right? A Supreme Court dismissed proceedings instituted by ED, that is Enforcement of Directorate of Enforcement or Enforcement Directorate, against Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister and also Congress President under Prevention of Money Laundering Act. So if you see this context, so there is no need of remember these personalities, but you will understand that there is one act which is dealing with this money laundering, that is PMLA, Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Okay, so this is the thing that you have to remember, and you have to cover as many laws, as many acts which are present, which is dealing with this money laundering. And now let us see the details, okay, regarding this topic. So first of all, let us try to understand how this money laundering happens. So there are normally 3 steps or 3 stages. So first one here is you will be getting money from illegal activities, okay, from like drug trafficking, arms trafficking. So if you are doing some illegal work, so you will be getting money, right? So here you will be accumulating money from the illegal activities. And what are the money that you are getting? So you will be placing that money into financial system, right? So after that, we will be going for layering. Layering is nothing but transferring the money to hide the origin of funds. So you'll be not saying that these are these money that I got from illegal activities, right? So you have to show that I got this money through legal thing. So you will be going for layering, and after that layering you will be going for integration. So you will be returning the money, okay, for the money laundered to spend. Okay, so in this way here you will be doing this money laundering, and there are 3 stages: placements, layering and integration. And what exactly the meaning of this money laundering is? So according to UNODC, so UNODC stands for United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. It says that money laundering, it is a process, okay, it is a processing of money obtained from criminal activities. Okay, that means the money they are getting from illegal origin, and these criminal activities, they mainly includes like financial fraud, any drug trafficking or any doing of terrorist activities. So through these illegal activities, if you are getting money and we are integrating into the financial system, so this is the meaning of money laundering. And if you are talking about the common methods, so these methods are also very important. Okay, you have to know how this money laundering will be happening. So first method here is smurfing. Okay, so in this method, large sum of money is divided into smaller and less suspicious amounts, and the money is then deposited into one or more bank accounts over the time by multiple people. So these multiple people are called as smurfs, or by a single person. Okay, have you watched this movie of Shivaji? So at last what happened? So after Hawala transaction, so that hero, that Rajnikant, he will be giving money, okay, to his friends and ask his friends to transfer the money back to the account, okay, right? So in that way here, smurfs, they are multiple people, so they will be transferring money, little amount of money into the bank account. Okay, that is called as smurfing. And next one is shell companies. So these are the companies without active business operations. Only for namesake there will be the establishment, but there will be no business operations will be going on. So, but they take in dirty money as the payment for the supposed goods or services, but they will be not providing the goods or services. They simply create the appearance of legitimate transactions through fake invoices and fake balance sheets. Okay, so this is the shell companies. So this is the one important problem, okay, to the government. And next one is even overseas bank. So use of offshore accounts in the countries with bank secrecy laws like Bahamas, Bahrain, Cayman Islands, Hong Kong, Panama and Singapore. So these are the areas which are providing like offshore accounts. So what happened in 2019? Panama paper leak happened. Yes or no? So you might be knowing about that Panama paper leak if you're following this current affairs from 2019. Yeah, and next one is Hawala transaction. So this Hawala, it is a parallel remittance system. So in this system functions independently from or concurrently with traditional banking system or financial channels. So this is about this Hawala transaction. And if you're talking about some important facts regarding this, PMLA, Prevention of Money Laundering Act. So it is a criminal law in India. So what is it? It is not a civil law, it is a criminal law, and it was enacted to prevent money laundering and to provide for confiscation of property which is derived from or involved in this money laundering. And it forms the core of legal framework. So it forms the core of legal framework and also put in place by India to combat money laundering. Okay, it will be also put in place by India to combat money laundering. And the provisions of this act, they are applicable to all financial institutions, okay, even banks, including RBI. It is very important. So this PMLA is also includes RBI, and as well as mutual funds, insurance companies, and as well as financial intermediaries. So for all these things, yes, this act is applicable. And what are the objectives of this PMLA? So first one is it will be confiscating and will be seizing the proceeds of crime that are laundered, generated or acquired through criminal activities, and also leads to establishment of a legal framework for prevention of money laundering and terrorist financing, and will also strengthen and improve the mechanism for investigation and prosecution of money laundering offences, and even it will be enhancing international cooperation in the fight against money laundering and related crimes. So these are the important aims and objectives of this PMLA, and you can get a question in your prelims regarding this PMLA, that is Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Especially you can get these objectives directly as statements. Okay, so from that point of view, I can say this topic is important from both your prelims and as well as mains. And now let us move back to our page of Hindu. So here you can see one interesting image. So it is in red color. So the title is Sea of Red. So it is not about the Red Sea, but it is about one important festival in Veer village. Okay, it is in Maharashtra. So please let me know how many of you are from Maharashtra, how many of you are going to visit this place, right? So this is talking about Srinath Veer Mashkoba festival. Okay, so it is Srinath Veer Mashkoba festival. And if you're talking about festival and fairs, you will be having this topic in your art and culture. Yes or no? Yes. So festivals and fairs. So festival and fairs, it is a topic under your GS paper 1, art and culture. So under art and culture, this festivals and fairs is very important. Okay. So here you have to know the different important festivals and from which state they are. Okay, I will tell you the points. You have to know the names of festivals and states, and also you have to see like important features of those festivals. So from this, here you can expect a prelims based question. So you can expect a prelims based question from this area for sure. So whenever you are seeing any festival is in news, so from that area there is a high chance, about 98% of chance of getting your prelims question. So in this way you have to prepare. So now let us see some facts regarding this festival. Okay, so this festival name here is Srinath Veer Mashkoba festival. So this festival is celebrated every year. Okay, so it is an annual pilgrimage of Lord Mashkoba Maharaj. So where it is celebrated in Veer village, and this village is situated 50 kilometers from Pune in Maharashtra of India. And one more important thing you have to remember is, so this village is on banks of river Purna Ganga. So please let me know, this Purna Ganga is tributary of which river? This is very important. And also comes under Taluka Purandar, overlooking the historical Purandar fort at a distance. And even this festival takes place during the time period, that is during Magh Purnima, that is full moon of February month, and continues for 10 days, the Sunday and the last day being the most prominent of all the events. And here in this festival, millions of followers and devotees of this Mashkoba Maharaj, they gathered to this Srinath Mashkoba temple at Veer, and they will show their faith and reverence from all around Maharashtra and its adjacent states. Okay, so these are some important facts that you need to remember from this article point of view. Right, and now let us move on to our Hindu PDF, and you can simply leave the city page. There is nothing important from your city page, and even from states page also there is nothing much important. So most of the articles are political articles because of this Lok Sabha elections. You can directly move on to this editorial page, and even this editorial page also, so most of the articles are already we discussed. So this article is political article, we are not going to see that. And this article, it is about yesterday's Supreme Court judgment, and we discussed what is that JMM bribery case. Okay, so we are not going to see this article once again. So please do revise yesterday's topic. And the first article itself I discussed about the Supreme Court judgment. And here this article is not much important. Okay, so it is about Manipur society. And especially this article we can add as an example of communal violence between these Metis cookies. Okay, and we already discussed that topic, so we are not going to have the discussion. And next important topic here is green jobs and problem of gender disparity. So here you can address lots and lots of dimensions. Okay, so here this article is at most important. So this article is talking about green jobs and gender disparity. Okay, green jobs and gender disparity. So what are the dimensions you have to see? So you have to see like what are green jobs, and you can also connect with gender gap. Okay, in this green jobs, and you can also add one more dimension, that is gender gap index data. And even you can add one more dimension like women participation in work. You can think about women participation in workforce. It is about women's participation workforce, and you have to see like what are the reasons for this gender disparity. So one important reason that I can say is because of patriarchal society. Okay, so you have to see other reasons as well. and what are the steps that can be taken to decrease this gender disparity. And you have to see like what are the steps already taken by the government, and you have to suggest some measures. And this article is talking about this green jobs and how it is leading to this gender disparity. So this article says that women, they are contributing very less. Okay, so this article is saying that data which shows about women participation in these green jobs, and also saying like what are the steps can be taken, and even it is talking about what are the benefits if women contribution is increasing in this green jobs. So all these are very important. So here we can study this gender disparity topic from our society point of view, which comes under GS1 and GS2. And this green jobs we can connect with GS paper 3, environment and ecology. Because of this climate jobs, so we have to decrease our carbon dioxide emissions and we have to control this climate change. So here we have an alternative, that is green jobs. And even we can connect this topic with GS paper 3 under economy. Okay, so these are the different dimensions and these are the different subjects to which we can connect this topic. I hope it is clear, right? So if you are understanding the topic, so please hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the like button. Okay. So now let us see this topic in detail. So let us see the notes part. So this article is saying that we are transition. So we are in a phase of transition. So we are moving from this energy sources, like nowadays we are moving or we are shifting our energy sources from non-renewable towards renewable energy sources. So we are in this transition period, that I can say. The transition to low carbon developments had a potential to add about 35 million green jobs in India by 2047. So there is a data says that by 2047 there is a huge potential of increasing of employment opportunities in this green energy. So we are going to create about 35 million green jobs in India by 2047, and even this ILO, that is International Labour Organization, defines these green jobs like they are the decent jobs and they contribute to preservation or restoration of our environment. Okay, so we are having these green jobs in many sectors like manufacturing sector, construction sector, renewable energy sector and energy efficiency, automobile. So in all these areas there is a huge scope of creation of employment opportunities by 2047. And if you see some more important data which is given in this article, it says that even as India increased its renewable energy capacity by 250%, that is between 2015 to 2021, India has increased renewable energy capacity by 250%, and women, they comprised about just 11% of workforce in the solar rooftop sector. So it is one cause of concern. So women contribution is very less. And even annual survey of industries. So even annual survey of industries 2019 to 2020, which shows that women workers are mostly concentrated in industries like apparel industry, textile industry, leather industry, food industry and tobacco industry. But in the case of this green energy, or like you can say like in this renewable energy capacity like solar energy or wind energy sector, so there is a very less contribution of women. So women, they are working normal in this apparel sector, textile sector, leather sector, food processing and tobacco. So and even Confederation of Indian Industry, that is CII, in 2019 report says that men compromise, or when comprises, that means men consisting of 85% of work, okay, in this infrastructure, transport, construction, manufacturing. So women is remaining 15%. Here also we can say there is gender disparity. And even study, okay, by the Skill Council for Green Jobs, they said that 85% of training for green skills they are given to men. Okay, over 90% of women believe that social norms limited their participation in training for green jobs. So always, so one factor which is not allowing women to come out here is this thing, that is social norms. So what society thinks. And these restrictive social norms, like there is a lot of belief that women, they are unsuitable for certain technical roles. Why not? Even women, they are running trains, they are driving buses, they are driving cars, they are driving even motorcycles, and there are even women who are running the aeroplanes. We have women pilots. Here we have women in this Air Force also. Yes, so why are you thinking that women, they are unsuitable for certain technical roles? And even women is having issues like safety concerns, and even there is low representation of women in this science field. And next one here is even in engineering, mathematics, STEM subjects and familial constraints, so there is a very less participation of women. And as India embraces a green transition, empowering women and advancing gender equity in the climate actions, it will be one of the keys to unlock the co-benefits of a low carbon and environmentally sustainable economy. Okay. So when we are moving towards transition towards renewable energy, that is green energy, so we have to empower women and we have to advance gender equity and we have to focus on this climate change action so that we will be having low carbon and environmentally sustainable economy. And even there is increase of women representation in these gender jobs, so they will be having lots and lots of benefits. So what are the benefits if woman is entering into this green jobs? So first one here is we can address gender bias in the Indian labor market, and even this labor force also we can improve the number of female participation, and even we can improve women's agency and their empowerment so that we can create women technical and social opportunities as well. And for this, what is the need? So how can we improve participation of women in this green job? So what are the steps that can be taken? So first and the foremost thing here is from government side. So government need to come up with gender focused policies. Okay, government can come up with gender focused financial policies and products that are catering to the requirements of women. Okay, women entrepreneurs. And in this way, whenever government is supporting, automatically women, they will come forward. And next one is government need to provide this collateral free lending and financial literacy training and building supportive networks. So these are some crucial steps that can be taken by the government. And even government can provide the suitable tools to access credit worthiness, to disburse loans, and to reduce operational cost for women-owned businesses. And finally, so we have to bring more women into leadership positions. Okay, so we have to bring more women into leadership positions to incorporate gender-specific needs in low-carbon development strategies. So in this way here, that can be helpful to promote women's integration in these green jobs. So in this way, we can increase the women's participation. And even a gender just transition, which is demanding like we need a multi-pronged strategy, and we have to especially focus on employment, social protection, so that here women, they will be having reduced burden of care work, and it also enables a skill development. And even partnership across government, private sector, and even with other key stakeholders, it is also a very necessary thing that we can do, and we can benefit innovation, technology, finance, women entrepreneurs, and as well as workers. So if you are taking all these steps, that will be very helpful for increasing of women participation in this green jobs. So now let us see the next topic. It is about Maratha quota. Okay. So already we discussed this topic number of times. but there is no choice for me. So there are very less number of articles in today's newspaper. So this article which appeared in this text and context, so we are going to discuss this. So if you say context, so this is the current affairs of month of February, not month of March. So on February 20, Maharashtra Assembly passed bill. So this bill is granting 10% of reservation for this Marathas in education and as well as in jobs. So this is the context why it is in news. And next important thing here is the law which has been formulated based on the report of Justice Sunil B. Shukre. Okay, so it is mainly based on the report of Justice Sunil B. Shukre. So here also you can get a question like recently Sunil B. Shukre is in news, what it is related to. So this committee or this report is related to Maratha reservation. So from that way also you can expect question. Okay. So here Maharashtra State Backward Class Commission claims to have surveyed about 158 lakhs 20,264 families across the state, and finally they came up with an opinion that yes, we need some exceptional circumstances and there are extraordinary situations they are facing. So here this report is suggesting that yes, government need to provide or to grant reservation to this community. Okay, and as per Alok Prasanna Kumar, co-founder and lead of Vidhi Center for Legal Policy, so the legislation is unlikely to pass judicial scrutiny. Okay, so this is about this Maratha reservation. So here I will be telling you like which are the dimensions that you have to focus. So it is talking about Maratha reservation. Okay, so here you have to see like history of Marathas, and you have to see why these people they are demanding for reservation and what are the reasons they should get reservation. So how they are socially and economically backward, you have to see that. And you have to see like constitutional provision which talks about reservation in our constitution. And you have to see one important judgment, that is Indra Sahane. Okay, Indra Sahane judgment you have to see. And you have to see what are the implications. You have to see what are the implications of this reservation. And not only this, okay, you have to see one more thing. So what is that? You have to see different committees, okay, or reports which suggest reservation for these Marathas. And not only this, you can see like demands for reservation in other areas. Examples. Okay, so these all are the areas that you have to focus, and this topic is important from GS paper to under polity point of view. So this is important from your polity. So you have to see all these dimensions from this article, and number of times we discuss this topic. Clear? Yeah, and now let us move on to next topic. So next topic it is about why did Google delist some Indian apps from Play Store. So everyone who is using Android phone, mobile, so they will be using this app called as Play Store. So in the Play Store we have number of options like downloading of different applications or apps. Okay, applications or apps. So now what happened here is, why did Google delist some Indian apps from Play Store? So from Play Store, there are some Indian apps they had been delisted. So why we have to say this? So this article is important from your GS paper 3 under Science and Technology. And this topic is at most important from your mains point of view, not from prelims. So now let us see this article. So why it is in news? So on March 1st, Google announced that it was pulling the apps of almost a dozen firms out of its marketplace for Android apps. So from Play Store, here Google is removing some apps. So here what are the details? At the heart of the issue is the Google's platform fees. So Google will be levying the fees, okay, for the apps, okay, in Play Store for all in-app purchases that involves a purely digital service. And here Google will be collecting anywhere between 11 to 30% per transaction. So if you are using any apps for transactions, so Google will be collecting the money of around 10 to 30% from the applications, not from you. So however, Indian developers, like many global counterparts, they see that this fees as a high price to pay. Okay, so this fees will be like high price to pay, and Apple has not faced similar pushback in India, as literally very few Indians use its products. Okay, but in Apple we don't use this Play Store, right? Okay, so in Apple phones we will be having other application, and actually the people who are using this Apple is less in India. So because of this, Apple has not faced any similar pushback. Okay, so this is the issue why Google had pulled down some important apps, okay, from this Play Store. Yeah, now let us go back to our Hindu page. Yeah, there is one important article in this opinion page. So it is about the dynamics of household consumption. So we discussed about this article in yesterday's lecture, day before yesterday's lecture, and even from last 3 to 4 days onwards we are discussing this topic. So we are not going to see this. So here we can see some important facts in this first paragraph. So the eagerly awaited fact sheet of Household Consumption Expenditure Survey was released recently by NSSO. So who is releasing this Household Consumption Survey? It is National Sample Service Office. It is very important. So this NSSO, which comes under which ministry? Must be. That is Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. So this is very important prelims fact. Okay, so that's it. In text and context, I discussed both these articles, that is Marathas and as well as apps. Okay, yes, here you can see very important article, that is, have India's health centers really collapsed? Okay, has India's health centers really collapsed? So I found one thing interesting here is, so here in this paragraph especially, so it talked about how the changes happened in our healthcare system, like what are the schemes came up by our government. So what changed between 2022 to 2022, that means in one decade. So what are the changes that we can see in our health sector? So like the share of health expenditure in the union budget had been increased drastically. Especially we came up with this National Rural Health Mission, and Government of India came up with one flagship program that is called as Ayushman Bharat program. So it wants to achieve universal health coverage, and even 2018 government came with health insurance component, and even government especially focused on Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, and even government came up with this concept of health and wellness center, and even government came up with the state specific schemes came up by the states like Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh. So that led to increase their performance in this health. Okay, so these are the some important changes that we got from 2002 to 2022. Okay, so what are the dimensions you have to think? So this article is talking about health sector in India. So it's talking about health sector in India. So you have to see like different stages of health sector. So like we have primary, we have secondary, and we have tertiary. And you have to see about primary healthcare centers especially, and you have to see like what are the services provided by these PHCs, and you have to see what are the challenges and what is a way forward. And from health sector, you have to see especially what are the challenges we are facing, and especially from expenditure point of view also we have to make a note. And finally you have to see what are the schemes came up by the government. That schemes just now we saw, and you have to see like what are the measures or what is a way forward. Because in your GS paper 2, okay, in your GS paper 2 under polity and governance, so you have a separate topic called as health. So from that point of view, this article is at most important. So you have to see like all these dimensions so that you will be getting good insights. And even you can also add one more updated topic called as medical tourism in India. Your medical tourism is also very important. You have to see that as well. So these all are the dimensions that you have to think from this article point of view. Yeah, and now let us move on to the news page. In the news page, I found nothing much important in today's paper. So don't waste your time unnecessarily. Okay, so most of the articles are political articles. Yes, here there is one update between India, China and Maldives relations. Okay, let us see this topic. India, Maldives and China. So I will be telling this article, okay, from the basics onwards. So try to focus. So what happened? Maldives is an island nation. So recently new government formed in this Maldives, and this new government is favoring China. So what happened in India was like our Prime Minister, he visited Lakshadweep. Lakshadweep or Indian islands, right? So, and he posted pics in public platform, and he said that if you want to do adventure, come and visit Lakshadweep. So it affected interest of Maldives, and the sitting ministers of Maldives, they made some rude statements against India. Okay, so because of this, what happened? There is decreasing of ties, and the relation between India and Maldives, they are at low now. So what Maldives did here is, Maldives asked Indian troops to remove. So Maldives asked to remove Indian troops, and not only that, Maldives want to return choppers, 2 choppers that India gifted to Maldives. Okay, so here we can see the relations between India and Maldives are all-time low. On another side here, so this Maldives, it is going close to China. So this is one irritating point for India. Okay, so recently Chinese research ship which is moving near this Maldives, we studied that article, and now the present article is saying that Maldives and China, they are coming up with a defense pact. Okay, so in this agreement, so now onwards China which is going to provide free military assistance to Maldives, and here China wants to improve its relations with this Maldives. Okay, so this is the one important thing which is mainly said here, and here you have to see like, so whenever this Maldives and China, they are moving together, so what will be the impact on India? You have to see what is the impact on India. And this topic is important from your GS paper 2 under international relations, and even this topic is important from GS paper 1 from your geography point of view. So from geography and from international relations, so this article is very important. So you have to see the map location of Maldives. Okay, and if you move on to this world page, yes, there is one important article, and you can see this image here. So Philippines and Chinese vessels, they collide in the South China Sea. So here the issue is about South China Sea. So let us see this topic. So this is China. So this is Russia, and this is Korea part. And here we have Japan. And this sea is South China Sea. And here many countries, they are sharing boundary with this South China Sea. So South China Sea is one of the disputed area. So it is one of the disputed area that I can see. So China, which is claiming entire South China Sea. So it came up with this concept called as 9 dash line, and it is saying entire this region which comes under China. So there are three important islands where there is a dispute which is going on. Here is Spratly Islands, Scarborough Islands, and Parcel Islands. So these are the three important islands which are present in the South China Sea, and you have to see like map. So this is very important topic. And finally in the South China Sea, what happened? So these two, the Chinese and Philippines vessels, they collided. Okay. So in this business page, there is one article. It is talking about the service sector growth had been slowed down in the month of February. So it is talking about purchasing manager index. Okay, it is talking about purchasing manager index. So this purchasing manager index will be released for manufacturing sector separately and service sector separately. Okay, so this is one important thing that you have to remember. And here especially you have to see, so what are the reasons for this decreasing of service sector growth. So if you see this infographic which says that February overall private sector output in India slips to 60.6 from January, it was like 61.2. And seasonally adjusted PMI services eased to 60.6, earlier it was like 61.8. Okay, and actually here business confidence levels on the base of firms outlook for year ahead. So what here you have to see like some dimensions. So you have to see what is this PMI, that is purchasing manager index, and some facts regarding this. And you have to see like what is the significance. So why we have to see this type of indices. So how it is helpful for manufacturing sector, so how it is helpful for service sector, and how it is helpful for government to come up with the policies. So all these are very important things, and you have to see like different sectors of our economy. So we are focusing on mostly three sectors like primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. Especially before going to exam, you have to focus on these three sectors, like how they are performing, what are the challenges, so what are the measures already taken by government, how government is improving those sectors, like different schemes, etc., that you have to know before going to examination hall. And one more thing here is you have to see even what are the reasons for the slow growth or what are the challenges. Okay, so these are the very important dimensions that you have to see from this article point of view. Okay, clear? Okay, so these are the important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I am concluding, and I will be showing like where can you get the notes of this class. Okay, so this is Telegram channel Rathods IAS classes. Okay, so where you can get PDF, and even as I said, from today onwards you will be getting much more interesting videos which is helpful for your preparation, to change your strategy, and even current affairs related classes and even static subjects are very important. Yes, you will be getting classes for sure on YouTube. So for that, if you don't want to miss any update, yes, join this Telegram channel, link is given in description box. And even yesterday I posted one message like to give the Google review and rating. So many students are supporting me. So please do support me like that only. So if you have not yet gave the rating or review, so please do it today. And the link is there in the Telegram channel itself. And this is our YouTube channel, Rathods IAS Academy. Please do subscribe to this channel so that whenever you're posting video, you will be getting updates. And this is our website, Rathods IAS Academy website. And prelims is very much near. So if you're facing problem with any subject like not having the proper data or not clearing the concepts, okay, so you can take the courses that you're offering, and the course cost is very less and very affordable. And even if you want online foundation course for 2025 and 2026, you can take the courses and the cost will be very less. It will be around just 20,000 rupees including A to Z. Clear? So that's all for today. And if you want to talk to me and if you want to meet me on offline branch in Hyderabad in Ashok Nagar, so you can call me on this number 8074765513. So we are providing free mentorship here for prelims. So if you want to talk to me directly, you can come to the office, and also I shared you the location as well. So you can use the location, you can come to the office directly. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this Rathods IAS Academy.